Coach Steve Spurrier and the Florida Gators celebrate a first-place finish.
Program, get together, programs, 250, program.
Steve Spurrier down under center, takes the snap, rolls left, looking for receiver, throws deep in the end zone, touchdown to Richard Seth. Ball gets off to Anderson, up the middle of the 35, the 30, Anderson to 20, Anderson to 5, touchdown, Neil Anderson, and the Florida Gators have taken the lead.
Smith line up in a 9 formation. There's the handoff here to Emmett Smith, who hurdles over the top. Touchdown, Florida! Outstanding.
I think it just came down to what I thought was maybe the biggest challenge, what I thought was best for me, coming back to my alma mater.
Florida Football Highlights with Steve Spurrier is brought to you by Dairy Farmers Incorporated, producers of real Florida fresh milk. By First Union service, we guarantee it. By Golden Flake Snack Food, one taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. By Osmos and Great Southern Wood, the most trusted name in wood preserving. And by Scotty's, your Florida home improvement source since 1924.
Florida football finishes first on the field in the Southeastern Conference. I'm Mick Hubert with Steve Spurrier, welcoming you to Florida Football Highlights. The 6th-ranked Gators own the best record in the SEC after conquering Kentucky 47-15. 5 Gators found the end zone, including Ernie Mills twice and defensive back Godfrey Miles, who returned an interception 52 yards for a touchdown. Shane Matthews threw 4 touchdown passes. A job well done, Steve. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Mick, and certainly I want to say that the Lord has certainly smiled upon the Gators this season. We started the Kentucky game with every player healthy that began preseason practice back in August, and we've had excellent weather the entire season. The only windy day we had was over in Jacksonville last week, and it seemed like the wind was always at our back during that game. So we're very thankful for what's happened to us thus far. And I can't say enough about our senior leadership, Mick. The senior starters, especially Huey Richardson, Mark Murray, Jerry Odom, Richard Fain, Godfrey Miles, and then over on the offensive side, Ernie Mills, Terrence Barber, Kirk Kirkpatrick, and Chris Bromley. These seniors have paved the way for future Gator teams. They have demonstrated the effort level that it takes to be successful and to be the best we can be. And I think, you know, we're all creatures of habit. And the habit of the effort that these players have demonstrated will carry on for future Gator teams. And I really believe they have built a foundation for a lot of success for Gator football, and special praise to our seniors.
Kentucky came ready to play this game, but once again, the Gators withstood all challenges. You've got them to where they're playing every play 60 minutes.
Well, Mick, we did get off to a bumpy start. We went backwards there and got a safety, and one of the sports writers asked me what I was doing throwing out of my own end zone on 3rd and 41, and I said we were trying to make a first down, but unfortunately we got a safety, and we did get behind there 2-0, but then Godfrey Miles just made a heck of a play. Wonderful interception, took the ball away from the tight end. Jerry Odom made a beautiful block, and he went down the sideline to put us ahead, but then Kentucky hit a 73-yard screen pass, and they were ahead in the first quarter. But we had a lot of opportunities. We had a lot of long passes that went off the fingertips in the first quarter, and we felt like if we just kept firing at them and kept playing the way we're capable, that certainly we were the best team, and we just had to go do it.
All right, then, Steve, let's take a look at the highlights yesterday. Over 55,000 in Commonwealth Stadium in Lexington, Kentucky. Beautiful sunny skies, a little bit brisk, but the weather was perfect for football. Kentucky won the opening toss, elected to receive, and here's the game's opening kickoff. Chris Tolbert out of Pensacola.
Right, Kentucky's got several Florida players on the team, but I asked Jack Hairston, our local sports editor, if he had ever seen a prettier day in Lexington this time of year, and he said it's the first time he's ever seen sunshine in mid-November up there. Kentucky had a pretty good little plan offensively. They got in the shotgun. They mixed up the draw and throwing the ball, and they moved down to our 15, and there Richard Fain broke it up, and Timmy Falk, the Booyah man, came in there and got another interception for us. So we start on our own 14 or 15. Excellent catch for Ernie Mills while he's getting hit downfield. And then right here we start going backwards. We had a little screen called, and as you can see, Shane rolled deep. He got hit on about the one, got a break where they brought it back to about the half-yard line. But as you can see, they brought 3 guys off the outside here, and we were not prepared for that. That was not a good call on my part, and they go ahead 2-0. Oh, here's a fine play by Jerry Odom, Mark Murray, and our defensive front on our right side there. I believe here's the interception. Watch Godfrey just go up and take the ball away, and there's a block by Jerry Odom getting a piece of the quarterback, and Godfrey's able to take it on down the sideline, 52 yards for the touchdown. Big play.
Take another look at this one here. Godfrey's first interception, and a big one it was.
Well, it certainly was. We're behind 2-0 right now, and we're sputtering a little bit offensively. And watch Jerry Odom come hustling up right here and get a piece of the quarterback. Just enough to give Godfrey a chance to skirt down the sideline for the touchdown.
Al Baker had 3 straight 100-yard rushing games, but he was held well in check yesterday.
Right, Nick. Even though Kentucky, I think, did manage over 300 yards of offense, it was mostly all after the score or the outcome was settled, and our defense played super like they always do. Here's that screen pass. You can see we took a poor angle right there, and then our safety man, Will White, got tied up, and Monty took a bad angle, and it's a 73-yard touchdown, and we had to come from behind to beat Kentucky.
So it was 9-7 midway through the first quarter.
Right. Willie McClendon ran beautifully yesterday, as did Eric Red. Here's Willie's probably best run of the day. Our offensive line, again, played very well. Here's a big 3rd down catch over the middle to Ernie Mills. I think Ernie caught 8 balls the first half alone, and a couple of touchdowns, over 100 yards, and probably had his best game ever as a Gator.
We move to the second quarter now.
Right. Here's the first touchdown to Ernie. We're behind 9-7 at this point, so this one gets us ahead to stay. As you can see, Shane is really staying in the pocket very well. Got hit a lot right after he threw yesterday, but that's going to happen when a team is blitzing, and Kentucky blitzed a lot yesterday. This is some play by Timmy Falk. He knocks him backwards about 8 yards, and see number 99, and then he goes back and tackles him again. After the game, he said, "Coach, I should get credited for 2 tackles on that one play." Look at the pressure. Huey Richardson, Brad Culpepper, Mark Murray, Michael Brandon. They were in there all day long. As you can see, I'm in short sleeves there, mid-November in Kentucky, and that's very rare. We're very fortunate. Ephesians Bartlett calls the fumble here, and we get excellent field position again, and we're able to go down and score here. Here's the corner pass to Ernie Mills again. Just beautiful throw and catch, just like we draw it on the chalkboard there.
And the Gators take a 21-9 lead with 6 minutes to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, this second quarter's been good for us all year. For some reason, we're just not quite loose maybe in the first one, but the second one, we've really had a big advantage over our opponents. Kirkpatrick on a corner route off the backside. Watch this run by Kelvin Randolph. Kelvin refused to go down, barreled into the end zone about 2 or 3 yards deep, and that was a big one for us.
That was an 87-yard drive.
Here again, pressure by our defensive front. Brad Culpepper had 2 or 3 sacks on the day, and we're able to put a little drive together right here at the end of the half.
Great execution, too. No timeouts left to go down the field like that.
Right. We learned a little bit from last week in Jacksonville as far as stopping the clock, and Shane did a beautiful job. We actually had a touchdown pass go off the fingertips of one of our receivers. Ernie Mills had a shot there, but we were able to get the field goal right before half.
Again, the Gators opening up the lead. It's big at halftime. It's Florida 31 and Kentucky 9, and we'll come back with our at-the-half features when we continue in just a moment. Every athletic team plays better at home, but life on the road is a fact of life, too. It takes special preparations to move a group as large as a football team, as we see in this edition of Inside Gator Football.
A road football game in the Southeastern Conference is exciting, but it's not all fun and games.
All right, Greg, we want to take these helmets and put them in the lockers for the ball game tomorrow. You got to get them both down and stretched out and have them ready to go. So you take these and head on over to the locker rooms.
More than 24 hours before the team and the coaches arrive at the airport, the equipment and training staff begin loading the truck in order to prepare for their long trek to the appointed destination. According to longtime equipment manager Bud Fernandez, it is extremely important to arrive early and prepared.
We try to anticipate anything any individual will need, lay it out in such a manner that they'll have everything they need at their fingertips, so they don't have to worry about the little things.
And with a job requiring over 180 man-hours, Tim Sain says finding time to sleep is not always easy.
Got 7 managers that accompany us and 5 trainers that accompany us, and we all wind up getting about 4 hours of sleep in 2-3 days.
With the equipment and medical supplies safely on the road, the main focus returns back to the players, coaches, and traveling party. At first glance, traveling with the Gators seems to be relaxing and routine. And according to Senior Associate Athletic Director Jeremy Foley, good timing is the key to success.
Very important to me that buses are on time, airplanes are on time, that the hotel have meals on time. I think it's crucial. I think it's important to your team that they want to concentrate on their ball game and not have to be sitting around waiting on an airplane to show up, to wait on a bus to show up, or to wait to check into their room, to wait to get their food served. So the timing is probably my biggest concern of the whole deal.
Well, we've arrived safely. Now we can concentrate on the business at hand. That'll be the game Saturday. Mick Hubert. Keith, you want to switch rooms?
Mick Hubert, you're crazy.
For Inside Gator Football, I'm Steve Babbitt. I'll not miss the elevator, too.
Well, road trips say it can be tough, but it's always great to come home a winner, Steve.
I tell you what, if Babbitt and Allo, if the television business goes bad, they could do a stage act, I think, Nick. But I tell you what, Bud Fernandez, Tim Sain just do a super job moving the equipment. And Chris Patrick, our trainer, also is the man that coordinates our travel arrangements. And everything's been perfect thus far this season.
All right, the Gators enjoying a 31-9 lead at the half, and we'll see second half highlights from Lexington, Kentucky in just a moment.
Look at some other activities at the University of Florida.
15-year-old Angela McGlasson is going through what doctors hope is the last in a series of operations to correct facial deformities caused by a birth defect. So far, Angela has had operations to correct problems with her eyes and chin, and as these photos show, there is already a marked difference in her appearance.
So I feel better about myself now, and I'm not ashamed of myself.
Angela's surgeries are being coordinated through the University of Florida Craniofacial Center. Health professionals at the center help children and their parents deal with not only the physical, but also the emotional problems that come with severe facial deformities.
It's not uncommon then for a child who is facially disfigured to either withdraw or to begin acting up and becoming a real discipline problem.
Parents of children with facial deformities are counseled on the special needs of their children and given emotional help through parent support groups. These services and many more provided through the Craniofacial Center help to make a difficult period of adjustment easier for both parent and child.
Making a world of difference. The University of Florida. National Car Rental is the official car rental of the Florida Gators. For reservations, call 1-800-CAR-RENT.
It seems like a broken record, Steve, but these last 4 weeks, the games have been out of hand by halftime, but you still got to go out and finish them up.
Well, they're the kind of games we like, really, Mick, to try to get ahead, throwing the ball a lot early in the game and hopefully hit a lot of them for touchdowns and so forth, and then give our running game a chance to consume some clock. And Eric Rett had 100 yards yesterday. William McClendon had 90-something. So it was a good game. It's a kind of attack that we like to play.
All right, let's take a look then at the second half highlights. The Gators in command by a score of 31-9 yesterday in Lexington, Kentucky. Florida with the football.
This was the first drive of the second half, one of our best drives of the year. We wanted to try to consume a little bit of the clock and try to go get us a touchdown to set the tempo in the second half. William McClendon went for about 11 yards, a little sprained ankle. He was able to come back later. But it gave Eric Redd a chance to go in there and start doing his thing. Look at this right here. He was very difficult to bring down yesterday. He ran as hard as any running back I've seen in a long time.
Here's a big play.
Right, we get it down here. First down on about the 24, and Trey Everett runs a beautiful route. Shane drops it in there, and we get a quick touchdown to start the second half.
This was a 9-play, 80-yard drive to give the Gators a 37-9 lead.
I tell you what, Shane just barely hit a little over 50% of his passes, but we had a lot that hit hands that fell off yesterday. Shane has really developed in not only the best quarterback in our conference, but really one of the best in the country now. Here's our defense at work. There's Mark Murray. I tell you what, Nick, he may be the most underrated player in the country. Mark is as good a defensive end as just about you'll see anywhere. Hewitt gets a lot of recognition, and he deserves it. But Mark is also an outstanding player over there. Alonzo Sullivan with a beautiful catch over on the sideline. Alonzo, I think, has caught everything he's touched all year. Here's Trey again with a quick little wrinkle and gets by the first guy and makes about 15 yards on a hitch pass.
So the Gators leading 37-9, and look who was on the sideline.
That's right. Yeah, we got one of our Gators behind our bench down there at the end, Governor Childs. And here's a little bootleg pass to Kirkpatrick, and Kirk gets him a touchdown in the victory over Kentucky.
That was an 82-yard, 11-play drive.
Right, we're in the fourth quarter here now, and Kentucky got a lot of yards here in the fourth. We didn't play extremely well. They hit a fade route on our defensive corner there, and I think the quarterback sneaks it in here for the second touchdown. Our defense gave up 2 touchdowns yesterday, and it's only the second time this year that's happened. Nick, we gave up more than one. We gave up more than one, of course, at Tennessee, and this game is the only one. So they've just played fantastically the whole year.
Kyle Morris is in the game now.
Kyle played just about the whole fourth quarter and checks off. They were blitzing, hits Harrison Houston. Harrison almost turned this one up the boundary to go all the way. Here's our final points. As you can see, Arden Krzyzewski drilled it right down the middle, and that put it up to 47.
40-yard field goal. 47-15 lead.
Right, here's Kentucky out of the shotgun, and they hit a nice little corner route there. Monty makes a nice hit right as he's catching the ball. But they get down in scoring position. They go for 4th and 1 with a little play action. And we've got pretty good coverage there and break it up. And we're able to run out the clock to finish the game.
And being carried off, I guess, is better than getting drenched.
That's right. Tony Rowell and Brad Culpepper, the guys that got me with the Gatorade, we made a deal that being carried off the field would be a lot more comfortable up there in Kentucky yesterday.
All right, the Gators a big winner, and we'll come back and hear from the winners in the locker room in just a moment.